Hello there. Here we are.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Hillary.
I'm Leslie.
And here we are. We're doing a laser teaching.
Yes, we are.
We want to drive something home here. I felt this in the collective, the energies that be. There's a lot of implosions in people's lives in the collective. And I'm feeling the victim archetype
Oh, such
massively.
a good archetype
It's a
and
good one
huge, like a huge one right now, and for understandable reasons.
for understandable reasons.
Yeah.
And yet, in our cultures in particular, we kind of have that set point of victim. I mean, especially in the US where, you just sue. You got to make it right.
Oh, yeah. The
You know,
litigation.
yeah. And it really is, it is a collective unconsciousness that keeps you stuck, keeps you in peril. And
Keeps you
that's why
powerless.
keeps you powerless. That's right.
Yeah.
So the victim, it's touchy to go on because because as teachers we have to make you awake, aware, accountable, and the victim really does want to keep you unconscious, powerless. So
Yes, it does. Um, one thing the victim, if we look at it, oh, sorry, I'm going to turn that off. If we look at how does the victim show up? The victim shows up in one instance of making you feel like you don't have any choices, right? So it will often say, well, I can't leave my job because I make money at it. I hate it. I hate it every day, but I can't leave. I can't quit. I can't do this. Or, my boss is a jerk, but I still can't quit because, and all the excuses. So it really, when we say stuck, it really makes us feel like we don't have any choice in any part of our life. And that's where the powerlessness comes in.
mm,
And, I always say, and it's even in my book, the you factor, it's one of the power tools is you always have a choice. You may
yes,
not like your choices.
yeah,
However, you always have a choice. And the reason you want to always look at your choices, even when they suck, even when all the choices suck, you want to have choices because that's what gives you freedom.
yes,
Choice gives you freedom. And if you don't feel like you have a choice, then you're a victim to your circumstances, your situation, your feelings, your emotions. They all have a hold of you. They're all
yeah.
running you and you can't do anything. But if you have choices and you feel like you have choices, then you're back in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I love that you just brought up the language of the victim archetype. And more language is this shouldn't be happening to me. This
Right.
is wrong. This is unfair.
Yeah.
Why me? This always happens to me. What blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
nothing good ever happens to me.
Oh,
I
and
all everything bad happens to me. It's like what's that like the guy with the cloud from Peanuts?
oh, who is that? Pigpen. But I love Eeyore. Eeyore as an
Oh yeah,
example.
an Eeyore.
Woe is
Yeah.
me. The sky is falling, Chicken Little. But it's just like, look, even because this is precarious, and we talked about this, I think, in a pod a while back. Look, some people are victimized. It's understandable,
Hmm.
and yet the bigger picture is: look, it is all energy. It is all frequency. We attract where we are. Um, and honestly, I keep saying this. These are classrooms, and if you have a reoccurring theme, then you have to look at why you're attracting what you're attracting. And I believe you believe that it is to transform and to break these cycles and these patterns, limiting beliefs, that all men cheat, or the relationship victim is wow. I mean, the example that I have given, you know, th- this gal was left after a 33-year marriage, and she 3 years later is still struggling with, he left me, and she's enraged and victimized. she just can't get out of her own way. But her belief at the very beginning of this marriage was, oh my God, he's better than me. If
Mm.
he finds out who I really am, he'll leave. So her greatest fear came true. And yet it's what's coming up to be healed. Her codependent rescuer, enabler, uh, not enoughness. The themes will point you home
And
to
that
heal.
she's a victim. And well, people who are victimized. So again, in my book, I pull apart the victim mindset, right? Which is oh, woe is me. I'm not good enough. I always get left. I always get like, that's a mindset that we go in with.
After all
Then
I
there's
did
the,
for you,
pardon?
after all I did for you.
Oh yeah, yeah, very martyry, right? And victimy. And then there's the other side, which is, yes, you have been victimized, but you are doesn't make you a victim,
Right.
right? Because taking that, like, I am worthless, or I am unlucky, or I am unworthy, like all the I ams, with all that shame, and you just feel you feel victimized every day, um, by your own prison. Like,
Yeah.
it's your prison. You're just putting pretty flowers on the door, and you're not opening the door and getting out of the prison. You just keep decorating the goddamn thing. Like, stop decorating the prison. Get the hell out. It
Oh,
sucks.
that's right. You have got to dive deeper into the story you're telling yourself, the
Yeah.
limiting beliefs, your
Yeah.
programming.
Yes.
A
And
lot
even
of
when
it.
there's lots of, right, usually we have a lot of evidence in that story.
Yeah, the universe will absolutely bring it over and
Oh, it
over
does.
and over.
It does. It does. Um, and I know that I've been through my, victim and this and that. And I really had to look it in the face. And it wasn't fun, but it was transformational. And it doesn't mean my little victim doesn't show up every once in a while and doesn't kind of, want me to have a little bit of a pity party. Um, but at the same time, I kind of can go, okay, there's my victim. And so you really just watch out, like, for the words, as Hillary said, the language. The other one, Hill, is the blaming,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
absolutely. And it really does point you home when you feel victimized, when you feel powerless, when the language comes in. You do stop, drop, and roll. Go in. What's happened here? Why do I feel like a victim? What do I need to say to, or what boundary, or how do I need to take care of myself? Whatever it is, to then tell yourself a different story, or empower yourself, or, like I said, change some dynamics in some relationships or
Yeah, and
situations.
we all get a payout. So every time, like, a shadow archetype comes in, there's a payout. We get some juice from it, or we wouldn't still be doing it. So the thing about the victim archetype is that the juice is sympathy,
Yeah.
right? Like, talk about, like, when I say a pity party. Well, I can call three friends and they go, "Oh, poor you. Oh my God. Let's go have a glass of wine and talk about it." And I get so much juice out of that crap.
Yeah.
And it's so good. But you gotta, like, when you see the juice, when you see that, oh, I just need somebody to give me sympathy. I need someone to agree with me. I need, and there's a place for that in the first initial complaints, or, blame. But if you're continuing to look for the sympathy, you got yourself a problem. Like, you got
Yeah.
yourself a victim mindset problem, and you really
It's
got to look at it.
absolutely, it's so much easier to blame everybody else, or life,
Hmm.
or God, or your
Yeah.
circumstances, or whoa, 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 is me on whatever level. I never get a break, or my brothers always do, and I'm the patriarchy has fucked me. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
but it's it keeps you stuck. It keeps you powerless. It keeps you small. It keeps you inauthentic. This is the work that we do.
And you know what else it keeps you? It keeps you from having to take responsibility for your own life.
There it is. There it is.
And guess what? Responsibility sometimes sucks, but at least there's power in it. At
That's right. I mean,
least there's
look,
power in it.
look, being aware and accountable and growing, transforming your life, changing these patterns that sometimes are 50 years old, whatever. It's hard. It can be painful. We both know many men, many narcissists, many females that now here I am. It's mostly men. No, but that just won't look at their shame, will not take responsibility. So this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it's not easy, but there's no other way to go. Got to
Well,
take
right. And I mean,
help.
unless you want to stay in your pretty prison, and you want to blame the world for everything and go nowhere and be powerless and miserable and take everyone else down with you, then fine, stay there. I don't want to hang out with you.
We can't. We can't. We cannot. No,
Been
fuck
there, done that. I don't want to hang out with you.
no,
People didn't
no.
want to hang out with me when I was like that.
Okay. Yeah. But you and I pivot so quickly. We call each other, and generally speaking, we're right there. We're like, okay, I'm right here with you. This is what's happened. It's understandable. I can empathize with this. And then where do we have power?
Yeah.
And so let's go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so,
whatever.
let's like just go over the three, like a couple of the things that that are really important. If you feel like, if you're starting to recognize some of the language, right? I can't, this sucks. What is some of the other language?
This
Poor
shouldn't be
me,
happening.
shouldn't be happening.
This always
Yeah.
happens. Why me? But also the feeling inside. Because
Right.
I get there faster when I feel like, like I can't catch my breath, or the pit in the stomach, or the instant heartache, or the adrenaline rush. It's just like, whoa, what is happening?
And my feeling is fuck you and the train you came in on. And fuck it
Defensive.
all. And so, so I get into a real
Attack.
um
Yeah,
yeah. And so
that's
when you
fun.
hear that,
Yeah,
or when you find yourself continually blaming somebody else or something else for where you're at, what you're experiencing, what you're going through, and you're not moving forward to change it,
yeah,
right? You're just living in that blame. That's a really good indication you're in your victim.
yeah,
If you feel like you don't have choices,
yeah,
you're in your victim,
yeah,
because there's always a choice. Didn't say you're going to like them.
yeah,
Look at, you could be 16 and pregnant and go, I have no choice. I have to do XYZ. It's like, no, you have choices. You may not like them. Your religions may not like them. Your parents may not like them, but you have choices, and that has a sense of freedom to it.
yeah,
Um, so you always have a choice, right? And then as soon as you feel powerless, like you can't do anything, you're in the victim.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you can just look at it through the lens of what's being summoned in me now, what opportunities for growth are here for me, if life is happening for me and not to me, what is the opportunity in this transformative
Yeah.
moment? That's how I have to reframe everything. And damn, I have gone through so many dark nights, and have really been weighed down from life, and I would blame God or my angels or guides. I'm like, why? A victim to my spiritual team. It's like, whoa, hold on.
Right.
But this, it's such an opportunity to heal.
Yeah. And, what's on the other side, when you're in that, is what are you afraid of? And as we
Mm,
said, you can be afraid of taking responsibility. You can be afraid of power,
facing
of
shame.
actually making a decision for yourself might be really scary. So, as you're looking at that opportunity, it's like, well, the opportunity comes from, well, what am I afraid of? What am I really afraid of here?
Yeah.
Because the archetypes are protecting you. It's
Yeah.
the victim is protecting you.
Yeah. It's
And
everybody
what's it
else.
protecting you from? And it's an old story, which doesn't need to continue, but
Yeah.
what's it been protecting you from? And what are you now? Where's the opportunities? Hillary said, like, where's that opportunity?
Yeah. So onward and upward. We're here for
Yes.
you. We have our authenticity lab
Yep.
that you can join us weekly. We do laser coaching. We support each other. It's a gorgeous gaggle of powerful women. So far, women, men are welcome. But
Yep.
yeah, go to our website, Hillary and Leslie.com. I love that. And join us. And we have workshops and, of course, Leslie's book. And you can hire me for private coaching. And we're here for you. You're not
Yeah.
alone. I know it's a really intense time. I keep saying that. It feels like it gets more and more intense. Your victim may be online, up all in your grill. All kinds of stuff is up. But you are not powerless, and it is to grow you and
Yeah.
and the evolution of humanity as a whole, the collective. So fear not.
Fear not.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And so we will be back
Yeah.
next week with another, laser teaching to keep everybody having some power in their life and learning how to, just take the lemons and make lemonade, as they say.
That's right. Navigate it. Let's fucking go. All
Let's go.
right. All our love. See you soon.
Bye.